The High Court has dismissed a legal challenge against the government's so-called bedroom tax. Objectors had argued that it unlawfully discriminates against disabled people in social housing. Sky's Siobhan Robbins is at the High Court. And what did the court say about this decision?
Well, essentially what they said was that the changes that the government brought in to housing benefit didn't discriminate against disabled people. Now, as you know, those changes came in at the beginning of April, and what they said were that tenants who had one extra bedroom would lose 14% of their housing benefit. Tenants with two or more extra bedrooms would lose 25%. And these campaigners essentially said that that discriminated against them because they may need those extra bedrooms for maybe specialist equipment, or even if maybe their partner couldn't sleep in their room because of their disability. But today, the High Court has ruled against that, and afterwards the campaigners came down onto those steps behind me and said they were bitterly disappointed but were not beaten. And it's basically, I then spoke to Eileen Short, who was one of the protesters.
We're angry but more determined than ever, because if the court says that something is discriminatory against disabled people, and 2/3 of the people hit by the bedroom tax have a disabled person in their household, and if it's discriminatory but not illegal, then where does that leave British law? That it's all right to penalise and attack the most vulnerable people or people who are sick and disabled? That can't be acceptable.
So disappointed but determined campaigners, Siobhan. What about the government's response?
Well, the government had always said that it was confident in its position, and that it had given 150 million extra funding to councils across the country specifically to help people who are affected by all of the welfare changes, and 25 million of that was aimed at supporting disabled people. But they've also issued a statement. This comes from the Department for Work and Pensions, and they say, "We're pleased to learn that the court has found in our favour and agreed that we fulfilled our equality duties to disabled people. Reform of housing benefit in the social sector is essential so the taxpayer does not pay for people's extra bedrooms. But we have ensured extra discretionary housing support is in place, and today we've announced an extra 35 million of funding to councils to aid residents." So they may be celebrating at the moment, but we know from those campaigners that their fight isn't over.
Siobhan Robbins, thank you.